Hi, my name is Brenda Fernandez, and I'm going to explain a little bit of incorporating technology into improving our lesson plans. I'm sorry, I apologize in advance about the camera if you cannot see me. I'm trying to figure it out, and I really can. So I'm just sharing the screen of what I would use my technology teaching part of the day for the students. So this technology is based on pre-K students. They range from 4 to 5 years old. Um, I don't really do so much iPad time because I feel that today, after the pandemic, kids are too into technology. So, how do I incorporate the technology? I do it through my smart board. I use my PowerPoint. That's usually my morning message, and that's how I use the technology in the classroom throughout the day. So, something that I use would be, for example, if I'm gonna start the day of the week, I'm gonna start with, the days of the week, months of the year, how's the weather, and I have them actively engage and participating. They use the smart board, and we can go over the PowerPoint, and they come and they listen to the story, the days of the week, and we look at the days of the week, and then we go and we sing the song Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. After that, then we go to today is Friday. So I we find Friday. We have a student that comes into the board, points to the board, and says, "Today is Friday." So find Friday for me. So the students come and they point Friday. So then I will type it, and then we'll go over the beginning sound. What's the beginning sound of the letter F? I'm sorry, what's the beginning sound of the word Friday? So, the students will be like, F for fish. So, they make a connection. So, this is part of the learning objectives of what I'm trying to teach here as part of my lesson plan. So, we begin to demonstrate understanding of basic features or print. Recognize and name many upper and lower cases. Identify many initial sounds of familiar words. Like I said, when we go back into days of the week, we identify many sounds of familiar words. So and then we make the connection of the beginning sound of the letter F of the word Friday is for fish. So then we go to yesterday. Yesterday was if today is Friday, yesterday was Thursday. What's the beginning sound for the word Thursday? Let's find Thursday. So that's how I try to incorporate technology in the classroom. We use the smart board. They use the smart board pen, so they try to write over it. We have access. We give the kids access, even though they're little. I have a little steps tool, and they use the step tool to do this during teaching and learning in class. Now, when we go over the lessons, and we start the day with the alphabet because it's a big thing, phonemic awareness, phonological awareness with the little children. We go over the alphabet every single day, and then we always have the letter of the week. So, for example, if the letter of the week is the letter A, we will put in a specific video, and then that specific video will say the sound for A. For then we go over it, we go over the letter A, and then we say, okay, A is for apple. What are other things that we begin with the apple? So then we looked at the video, and we have different activities in the book and in our PowerPoint that will show things that begin with the letter A sound. And because they're smaller, we're not there yet teaching them the long and short, but we are only teaching them the short sound for now. However, they get the idea, they know what they're doing because they're visual learners. So by me sharing all this information through technology, that's how the kids understand. And again, they're visual learners that are a young age where they're like little sponges, so they grasp everything they see on the screen. um, so that's where I'm going to repeat the three objectives: begin to demonstrate understanding of basic features or print, recognize and name many upper and lower cases. So we always make the connection. If we're going to, over the letter A is for apple, show me the letter A, then, they have the option of doing uppercase and lowercase. We have little whiteboards, marker boards that we use during large groups. So, in a way to assess their learning is, we give every student a board and the Sharpie marker. And then when we're going over the PowerPoint, over the letter of the week, we make sure that, okay, let's show me the letter A for apple. Everybody raise your board. So they raise their boards and, we'll see who knows and who doesn't. And also it works on their fine motor skills. So it does help a lot that we have visuals always up in our smart board and that they can come and write it on the smart board as well. So they also identify many initial sounds of familiar words. Like I said, if we say A is for apple, they're identifying the initial sound for the letter A. And then if we use different words, like we'll say airplane, alligator, they have to make the connection why they have the same sound. So they have to go over the sound and, repeat. So that's one of the ways that we use it, the technology in the class. Now, description of the lesson activity. Some of the activities, like I just mentioned before, um, again, we use the PowerPoint. We have them use the smartboard, and we use the smart writing part of the smart board. And when we go over the letters of the week, we have the students come to the smart board, use the magic pen, we call the magic pen, and they're going to do the letter A and A for apple. Sometimes we have them write the letter, to practice their fine motor skills. And at the same time, they draw something. We can tell them, okay, A is for what? So, and they're having difficulty writing the letter, then they can draw what the letter A is stands for. So we understand that in some way they're understanding what we're teaching them. So we're like informally assessing them about their content knowledge of if they understood. However, sometimes they will have some difficulty writing at the beginning, but then eventually with the constant practice, and it's something that we do every day, they grasp what we're trying to teach them. So, and that's a type of way that we can do an informal assessment with the children to see where they are at that moment and how we can, follow up and help them. So, in my class, the best thing that we can do is use all the visuals and music. We use, like I said, music songs like the vowels. We can use the letters, the sounds, and this is the best way for them to make a connection. And they're not only just singing, they're learning while they're watching something, and it's not boring to them. So also we incorporate the weather. So, they come and they circle on the screen. How is the weather outside? Do you think it's hot? Do you think you could go out and play outside? There's so many things, that technology gets incorporated into our daily teaching. And then, the children like it and they remain engaged. That's why it's important to incorporate the technology into the classroom so the kids are constantly engaged in teaching and learning. And then during the day, we can give them like 10-15 minutes of iPad time, which they have iPads because they're pre-K. They do not have laptops. And with their iPads, we have Seesaw, and we have other phonological and phonemic awareness applications that we use so they can practice their sounds, they can practice their letter recognition, or they can practice their fine motor skills. So the best way we assess them is by either doing it in a large group, and like I said, we use a whiteboard and we go over what they saw on the screen and if they got it, or they can come to the screen and we can also call them like by turns and see who wants to write the letter on the screen or who wants to, make a connection. And if we show them an object on the screen and we share everything there, and then they're going to say, oh, okay, that's on alligator, alligator is for A, and the sound that the letter A makes is A for alligator. That we make them have connections by using oral the visual learning technology techniques that we have in the classroom. And like I said, the iPad is another way of using technology in the classroom. Like I mentioned previously at the very beginning of this video, I don't really like using it so much because, like I said, they come from the pandemic where everybody was using technology at home, and I feel like they lost their fine motor skills, like a lot of the things that we usually would teach before the pandemic happened. But I still want them to be engaged in technology because when they transition from pre-K to kinder, they need it because they're going to be using laptops. So I hope this was helpful, and you understood that to improve a lesson plan for a pre-K classroom using technology, this helps a lot. Thank you.